Thank you for tuning in to our second night of the Candidates Forum for officers in the community. We'd like to begin this activity with a prayer.
Ya kakasla lista taki ya the waiting him kakasla ya upla ita good ya tak kanta kai kakasla toda mi woki leli iris yüksekene kakasla uça ana kakake woite ya unique and I was very toda mi woki Esta celesta que casela oyo amitake.
Thank you.
Say a prayer for the food chief.
As I mentioned before, we have a candidates forum here, and we do have a candidate that's here in-house, and she will be running for the school board at St. Francis. And we'd like to, we'd like to welcome everybody for coming in. And tonight's was designated to be the outlying communities. And a little bit later, we'll go with announcing who the candidates for those areas are. But we will have the presentation by the candidate for the school board, Norma. Would you, to begin in this forum, you will provide your name, what your candidacy is, and what qualifies you to run for that office, and what your education, knowledge, and experience, and what the code of values that you possess that would allow you to run for that office, or what are the qualifications that you bring to that office. That's the first question that we'll have, and then we'll go on to the two other questions after you finish that, but to give you an opportunity to provide some information to the voting community. So please start.
My name is Narma Jean Leroy. Techilapi we machiapi. Chanted naped on chuspape. I originally came from Spring Creek. Mitrati Oshpari Ki kills insight, Wambly money na Leroy. I come from a strong bloodline of family. I am running for the St. Francis Indian School Board. I have 4 children attending the SFIS. I am a fluent Lakota speaker. I am the granddaughter of Madeline Kilsensight and Norma Jean Eastman Leroy. The candidacy and position I'm applying for is SFIS School Board. I'm a fluent Lakota speaker. And children attend this school at all levels, elementary, lower, upper, middle, high school, 13 years employed with the Rosebud Sioux tribe, so I'm committed to this position. I previously worked as a paraeducator for the SFIS for 3 years. I am alumni of SFIS, and family are alumni. What qualifies me for this seat is I just want to make a change in this school. And want to give a backbone to the parents and students. In my education, I graduated from St. Francis Indian School in 2003. And I have a lot of knowledge at this school because I'm a involving parent. I'm probably at that school almost every day. And I grew up around Lakota, so I understand, I could speak it. That's pretty much all that I have for that one. That's pretty much everything that I have.
Okay, that the added questions that we have in there is, what significant issue that you would like to address when you get on the school board? And how would you address that issue? What do you think is the most important thing to look at?
One significant issue in the community would be more parent involvement, more parent education, support in helping parent give their children a good education, to be a positive in drug and alcohol role models for their kids. It would be that I would want to be by offering support and incentives so the children can continue school. More healthy eating choices, transparency with funding, incentives to encourage your year-long enrollment, encourage parent involvement, communication between staff and parents, improve the overall quality of education for students beginning in elementary and special education.
Yeah. Covering those issues, then as a closing remarks of what you would like to do, why should the people vote for you?
The people should vote for me because I want the best for their children and the parents and staff. I'm here to help support parents and students. I'm the voice for both parents, students, and staff.
Thank you for your presentation and interest in running for the school board at St. Francis Indian School. And as we move along here, this is the only candidate that we have that has come in to present at this forum, and we thank you for taking the time out of your day to come in and express your interest in running for this position. So thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
As we mentioned before, that the forum was open for various candidates to come in, and this is for 2 school board members for St. Francis Indian School, and it is for 2-year terms. And in order to acquaint you with the candidates who are running for office, I will read the names of the individuals who are certified candidates for that position. Those two board members. The first one of the candidates is Sean Bordeaux, Norma J. Leroy, who is here to provide the presentation, Keith Horselooking Sr., Wendy Blacktail Deer, Calvin Hawkeye Wan Jr., Robert Oliver, Georgia Kilson Water, Randy Leader Charge, Sharon Swift, Bernadine Kills Plenty. And as a reminder, these candidates will be running in the election on August 25th, 2022. And they will be running in conjunction with the community officer candidates in each of the community centers. So that provides you with a listing of the candidates. It's also of interest that you be aware the different candidates are running for different positions, and I will read the names of the candidates that are running for different offices in the communities. For the Black Pipe community, for the president, we have Gerald Eaglebear that is running for office. For the Bull Creek community, for president, we have Ted Eaglestar. Vice President, Scott Harson. For treasurer, Wilma Robertson. Butte Creek. Running for Butte Creek Community President is Evestine Cowboy Wright. And for the treasurer, I guess there's no listed candidate in that area. For the Carn Creek area, for the treasurer, we have Alberta Olodge. Grass Mountain, the candidates for president are Terry Stone, Valencia Beth Sissy Red Hawk Guru, Rita Means. For vice president, Nicole Stone, Doris Farmer. For the secretary's position, Barbara McCloskey. And for treasurer, Stanley Rogers. For the Hedog community, the candidates are for president, Viola Wan, Rondell J. Whipple. For vice president, Sherry Lafferty. Horse Creek community, the candidates are Rachel Antwine, Paul Hawkus, and Wilma Janice for vice president. Ideal community for the presidential office, Rachel Andrews, Ron Hyrock Jr. For vice president, the candidate is Yvette Ironheart. Melks Camp community, the president is the candidate for the president is Charles Bullbear. The treasurer is Sherman Jim Marshall II. Oak Creek community, the candidates for president are Cecilia Fasthorse, Melanie Nightpipe, Vice President Danny Grant Jr., Ring Thunder, the president Angel Eagle Cloud, Vice President Jennifer Sierra, Marjorie Lunderman. For secretary, the candidate is Summer Valandra. For treasurer, Rain K. Eagle Cloud and Twyla Moran. The candidates in the Soldier Creek community for president are Tamalon Wilcox, Calvin Jones III, Rhonda Blacklands. For vice president, Timothy Blacklands. Secretary, Laney Eaglepipe. The treasurer candidate is Tennille Burning Breast. For Spring Creek community, the candidates for president are Verlin C. Walking Eagle and Carlene R. Marshall. Swift Bear community, the candidates are for vice president Josephine M. Ryan, Zizi Wee, Karine D. Nightpipe. For secretary, Skylar Krogman. Treasurer, Cassandra Bearheels. Two Strike community, for president, Edward One Star Sr. For vice president, Ida Marshall. Upper Cutmeat, candidates for president are Mary Standing Elk, Lance Neck Jr. Those are the outlying communities. And last night's forum, we had a number of candidates that came in and made presentations. But for the candidates for the Antelope community are Melinda Yellow Eagle, Gary Emery, Brianne Herman. For vice president, Mary Guru, Leading Crowd, Amanda Antwine. For secretary, Michelle Shelley Wright Menard and Leandra Blacksmith. For the treasurer of Antelope community, the candidate is Tennille Selwyn, Brenda Antwine, Shannon Shaw, and Jasmine Klum. For president of the Parmalee community, the candidates are Louis E. Young, Melvin Shot with Two Arrows Jr., and Stephanie Nightpipe. For vice president, the candidates are Leah Running Bear, Archie Brown Jr., Alicia Big Crow Young, The secretary candidates are Christine Highpipe and Taylin Rose Guru. For treasurer, the candidates are Ramona Straight and Rowena Knox Ron. Rosebud Community, the candidates for president are Dina Hawkes, Llewellyn Titter Wright, Calvin Sully Jr., William B.B. Long III. For vice president, the candidates are Danielle M. Burnett, Taylor R. Burnett, Fanil Long Denoyer, Season Sunhawk, and Caroline Leroy. For secretary, the candidates are Brittany Gordon and Alicia A. Hernandez. For treasurer, the candidates are Yvette DeCory and Karen Wright. For St. Francis Community, the candidates for president are Anthony Shorty Bordeaux Jr., Joanna M. Brave, Daryl E. Barrow, Raina Joy Tulance, Bonnie J. Harryshirt. The vice president candidates are Willard Henry Sr., Lisa Shaw, John Yellowhawk. For secretary, the candidates is Tanya Fullbull. For treasurer, the candidates are Kathy Arkhorn, Madonna Barrow, Andrea Eaglepipe. Those are the candidates that have for the various offices in the communities. So the election, for this election, the tribal general election for these candidates, the polls will open on August 25th, 2022, opening at 8 a.m. and closing at 7 p.m. The locations for your voting will be at the community buildings. So we hope that we've provided some information in terms of providing you with information on who the candidates are. And we encourage you all to vote. The community elections are the first line of officers that are elected in each community of the Rosebud Reservation. So thank you for taking the time to watch our show, and if there's additional information that will be presented at a later date. So again, thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation of the candidates. So thank you very much.